written in the Bible that a rape victim has to marry her rapist. This is often denied by Christians.
It's good to have a proper understanding of when you're reading the Bible. When it comes to certain passages on touchy situations, non-believers, one of the big things that they love to use is a rapist can marry his rape victim.
Indeed, we love to throw that in your face.
They say it's in the Bible. And it's good to have a good, proper translation. And so I have here the Stone Edition. There's a pretty good Tanakh Stone Edition. It has Deuteronomy chapter 22. The core meat of it really starts in verse 23 of Deuteronomy. People will take 28 and 29, but it's really talking about, as you can see here on the screen, it starts here at 23. It's talking about a betrothed maiden, so a woman who's been business happening, right?
To clarify, a betrothed maiden is a virgin who is spoken for, who is soon to marry a man.
If there is a virgin girl betrothed to a man and another man finds her in the city and lies with her, you shall take them both out to the gate of the city, and you shall pelt them with stones, and they shall die. The girl, because of she did not cry out, even though she was in the city, and the man, because he violated his neighbor's wife, shall you clear away evil among you. So meaning what this is going at is a woman is mingling with a man. Sorry, I don't know what the hell did I just say. That basically there was funny business going on. It wasn't clearly, this isn't talking about a rape. This is clearly a woman didn't cry out. Obviously she accepts this. She's supposed to be with another man. This is considered wrong, so there's a prohibition against that. We read this out a little farther. If a man finds a betrothed girl in the field and the man overpowers her and lies with her, then only the man who lay with her shall die. This passage, now this is the meat of it, 25, this is clearly talking about raping. Okay, this is clearly the verse, not 28, which people love to use. This right here clearly lays it out. A man overpowers a female, lies with her, and then only the man who lied with her shall die. Death penalty. I mean, he shall die, okay? Whereas, and then it goes on to 26, whereas to the girl, you shall do nothing to the girl did not commit a crime, a sin, deserving a... This doesn't say he marries her, or she has to marry him. No, he's dead, so there's not going to be a marriage, okay?
Nope, there's no marriage there, because you are reading the wrong part.
And then here we go. We're getting into the meat of it. We're getting into the nastiness. That people want to say is something's wrong here. Because he found her in the field, the betrothed girl had cried out, but there was no one there to save her. So now there's another instance.
No, this is not a new instance. It says because at the beginning of the sentence. And that means in plain English it is a continuation of the previous sentence.
Where there was no one to stop. That's this particular situation. If a man, 28, this is where we're getting in here. This is the part atheists want to say this is something to have to do with marrying a rapist. If a man finds a virgin girl who was not betrothed and seizes her and lies with her, and they are found, so basically, a man walks up, hey baby, what's happening, sugar? Hey, what's happening? Hey, now they're getting all close. Now they're getting all nicey nice. Now, 29.
29, hold on there. You even know what the word seize means? Seize. Take hold of suddenly and forcibly. Take an opportunity eagerly and decisively. In plain English, that means rape and not.
Hey baby, what's happening, sugar? Hey, what's happening? Hey, now they're getting all close.
Yeah, they're getting close. He's fucking raping her.
Now they're getting all nicey nice now.
After this guy is done with his chatter, I will give a full disclosure about Deuteronomy 22, and I will explain why this particular sentence is about rape.
The man who lie with her shall give 50 shekels, shall give 50 silver shekels, basically, it's in parentheses, to the girl's father. She shall become his wife, because he violated her.
Violated from violence. Break or fail to comply with a rule or a formal agreement. Threat something sacred with irreverence or disrespect.
He shall not send her away all the days of his life. Okay, easy, English. If a man shall lay with a girl, you understand, in ancient Israel, back then, you slept with someone, you were married. That's the way it went. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Okay, sex equals marriage. You can dress it up. You can put a wedding dress on, have a pastor or priest, and you can do it all official and have a document. But you sleep with the person. Okay, so now they're married. Okay, she wasn't given to another person. She wasn't in a relationship with another person. She wasn't engaged. She wasn't this. She wasn't that. There's nothing like that. Okay, this isn't a rape. Okay, now that he slept with the woman, 50 shekels, man, that's silver. That's a big pay. That's like now from what I've been told, that's like a year's pay. That's a year's pay. She shall become his wife, basically, because of this sleeping together. They're husband and wife. Because he violated her. That's because of the sex.
How the fuck does violating a girl not constitute rape for you?
She said he cannot send her away in all days of her life. So basically, now what this is saying is, now that they're married, he can't divorce her. This was on him. He wanted to engage the relationship. He says, hey baby, what's going on? Let's do it. He's the one that initiated it. She accepted. Now he has to be a husband to her. He has to pay the bills. He has to give her a house. He has to give her, a car, food, clothing, everything. And now she can walk away. Now what I've been told is she can walk away, but it says he shall not send her away all the days of his life. That's it. The contract is official. I don't know how much easier it gets, ladies and gentlemen. It was pretty much simple. It was not even a discussion about it.
Well, that's enough talk from him. Let's talk about how Deuteronomy 22 really works. There are 3 types of women discussed in the text. One is virgins, second is betrothed virgins, and third are married women. A virgin, any girl that has not yet been promised to a man. A betrothed virgin, a girl that has been promised to a man but is not yet married. And a married woman, a girl that is married. Any of these 3 can either get raped or willingly have sex. And as we go through the text of Deuteronomy 22, we will fill up this graphic like this. The text we will be using comes from an online source, BibleGateway.com. And they have many versions, but the version we will be using is the New International Version. The first 12 sentences of Deuteronomy 22 is not particularly interesting for us, as it talks about clothes and donkeys and stuff like that, so we ignore that. 13 to 30 is about marriage violations. We will be talking about 13 to 29. 30 is about sleeping in your father's bed with his wife when he's dead, I assume, so not very interesting for us. Yohanan thought that 28, I think it was, out of my head, talked about marrying a virgin girl. Well, it did not. What talks about marrying a virgin girl is 13 and 14. If a man takes a wife and after sleeping with her dislikes her and slanders her and gives her a bad name, saying, I married this woman, but when I approached her I did not find proof of her virginity. What does that mean? Remember, in the old days, all dirty old men like to fuck virgins. So it was basically a rule that a girl had to be a virgin when she got married. And in this particular case, the man that was to marry that girl noticed that on the wedding night the girl was not a virgin. At least that is the claim. And it's a horrible thing to do to a girl, especially if it would be true, because as you will see later on, it has horrible consequences. Then the young woman's father and mother shall bring to the town elders at the gate proof that she was a virgin. Her father will say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her. Now he has slandered her and said, I did not find your daughter to be a virgin, but here is the proof of my daughter's virginity. And then her parents shall display the cloth before the elders of the town. So the parents provide the evidence that at the wedding night their daughter was still a virgin. And the elders shall take the man and punish him. They shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give them to the young woman's father, because this man has given an Israelite virgin a bad name. She shall continue to be his wife. He must not divorce her as long as he lives. So the man is punished, he pays a fine, and he, even though he does not like the girl, is forced still to allow her to be his wife forever, until death do them part. If, however, the charge is true and no proof of the young woman's virginity can be found, she shall be brought to the door of her father's house, and there the men of her town shall stone her to death. She has done an outrageous thing in Israel by being promiscuous while still in her father's house. You must purge the evil from among us, from among you. So in this case, the girl is indeed found not to be a virgin anymore during her wedding night, and her punishment is death. Death by stoning in front of her father's house. So that section covers marriage. 22 to 29 covers rape or a girl having willingly sex with a man. So let's go have a look at that. If a man is found sleeping with another man's wife, both the man who slept with her and the woman must die. You must purge the evil from Israel. So in this case, a married woman, willingly has sex with a man, both die. And when we fill that in our little graphic, a married woman, sex, covered. If a man happens to meet in a town a virgin pledged to be married, and he sleeps with her, you shall take both of them to the gate of that town and stone them to death. The young woman, because she was in town and did not scream for help, and the man, because he violated another man's wife. You must purge the evil from among you. So in this case, a betrothed virgin is sleeping with a man not to be her future husband. Her punishment is death. And also the man in this particular case will be put to death. In ancient Israel, as I said, a girl had to be a virgin on her wedding night, and in this case, because she's having sex, that can never happen again, and it is a disgrace for the family, and therefore she has to be put to death. And if we fill that into our little graphic, betrothed virgin, sex, covered. But if out in the country a man happens to meet a young woman pledged to be married and rapes her, only the man who has done this shall die. Do nothing to the woman, she has committed no sin deserving death. This case is like that of someone who attacks and murders a neighbor. For the man found the young woman out in the country, and though the betrothed woman screamed, there was no one to rescue her. So a betrothed virgin is raped, she lives, her raper dies. And we fill that in, betrothed virgin, rape, covered. If a man happens to be the virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her and they are discovered, he shall pay her father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the young woman, for he has violated her. He can never divorce her as long as he lives. A virgin who is not pledged to be married. A virgin not pledged to be married is basically a very young girl. In those times, though, used to be, it's basically from baby to marriageable age, which would be 14 2,000 years ago. So we are talking basically about pedophiles here. Let's assume this girl is 6 years old. She's being raped by a man. The man has to pay the father 50 shekels, but because this 6-year-old girl is no longer a virgin, the only man who will ever have her for as long as she lives has to be the man who raped her according to biblical justice. So this man has to marry his rape victim, this 6-year-old girl in this example. But she could be 14, it doesn't matter. She has to marry her rapist. In any other rape case, the man dies. But in this case, if they kill the man, then the girl will never have the opportunity to bear any children because she's no longer a virgin, so no man will ever marry her. That is why this man is kept alive and forced to marry this girl, or the girl to marry her rapist. But if we fill this into our graphic, a virgin, a not pledged virgin, a normal virgin, raped, covered. But now when you look at this little graphic, you might ask yourself, we are missing 2 points, because we are at the end now. Well, if you recall, that basically already has been talked about. The marriage laws, it said that if a man found a girl on the wedding night not to be a virgin, it basically means he had sex before that. Willing sex. If she had been raped as a virgin, 28 and 29 would apply. But in this case, a virgin, not betrothed virgin who had sex before her marriage, dies, is already covered. So what about when a married woman is raped? In this biblical translation, the New International Version, it seems not to be covered, and that is caused because in the other translation versions I studied before making this video, it is covered, but they use different words for a woman or girls. They use words like maid and damsel and stuff like that. So the reason why it now does not seem to be covered is because of the translation used. But of course it is covered. A married woman 2000 years ago was the property of a man, and if you touch a man's property, you rape his property, you are punishable by death. It's as simple as that. No question about it. And if you do not believe me, make your own little graphic, take whatever translation you want to apply it on, and cross away which type of rape or sex is covered in cases of virgins, betrothed virgins, or married women, and you will come to the same conclusion as I did. A virgin not yet promised to a man, so basically a girl from baby to about 14 marriageable age, who is raped has to marry her rapist. It's biblical justice for you, and disgusting. So, we have come to the end of this video. It was a very long video. I think it may be the longest video I ever made. It was not intended to enjoy, it was intended to inform. Still, I hope you enjoyed it, and until the next video.